Hey guys, Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. I am here today with Mike Carmody, the Fresh Rinse. How you doing, Mike?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Long time coming. I sure am grateful for the opportunity. Thank you for the invitation. It's really good to be here.
It's going to be fun to have you. I'm going to get right into this thing. I think that how did you get the name the Fresh Rinse? I think people want to know that. I mean, did you coin that yourself? Did somebody
I did.
nickname you?
You know,
Yeah.
one of the rules, Ron, of having a nickname is you can't coin it yourself. So someone has to give it to you. And I will never forget where I was washing a house when my friend Joe Deary from Putnam, Connecticut, he and I have been dear friends for years. He calls me up like three times in a row, back to back to back. Finally, I answer. I'm washing a house. He says, "Man, I've got a name for you." And I said, "Man, I've got a name. I'm fine with it." He said, "No, I've got a name for you." I said, "Lay it on me." He said, "You're the Fresh Rinse." And this is how it worked. I said, "Man, that's awesome." I put the phone down to my hip and I thought, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I said, "Dude, that's awesome." So I go home, I tell my wife about it, thinking she's going to think that's the silliest thing ever. She said, "No, you should run with it." So I ran with it. What, 5 years later, here I am, the Fresh Rinse.
Yeah. It's definitely part of your image and your popularity. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Everybody knows you. I think it's probably. I hope you don't have to send him any stipends or anything monthly for claiming that he invented the name. And you got to send him a check.
He,
Um,
he, he does know that he's the originator, but no,
well,
so far he
that's
hasn't
all you
claimed
get.
anything.
That's good enough for him. He just gets the
That's
credit
right.
for it. That's cool. That's cool.
That's
So
it.
this is the funniest thing in the world because you got these funny names and cheap shot. I mean, this thing we got right up here on the thing. I'm gonna play this video and you kind of walk us through this thing. And but before you walk us
Okay.
through this, how did you come up with the name? Just how did you come up with that name?
Okay. Once again, so I got to tell you, I'm standing in my driveway a year ago this week, Ron. It was a year ago exactly this week. I'm standing in my driveway. I had created what we now know as the cheap shot. I did not have a name for it. I wasn't planning on marketing it. I thought it would be great for personal use. And I decided, you know what, I should come up with some sort of a name for it. It was about that time that the guys from Southeast Soft Wash were really pushing the Sweet 16, right? And which is, by the way, a phenomenal product. And I thought, well, you know what? I'll call it the Sour Eight. That was going to be the name, the Sour Eight. Again, it was just wasn't meant for production use. And and I thought to myself, no, if I call it the Sour Eight, that will come across as a cheap shot to those guys. And I didn't want that. So I called it the cheap shot.
That's funny. That is funny. That is
Yeah.
funny. And the funniest thing in the world is so many of these guys, and I don't want to, we don't want to get into it, but you've seen all the different names of here's one I can mention. I don't know if you remember back in the day when everybody was naming Dragon this, Dragon that. I mean,
Sure.
the
Right.
Dragon Master. All of a sudden, everybody come out of the woodwork with the Dragon, the
The
Dragon, the
dragon.
Dragon, and
Yeah.
everybody's arguing about who came up with the name first. I just thought to myself, oh come on, man, this is just silliness. But
And,
you're
and you
right.
know what's so
Yeah.
interesting, Ron, is that the cheap shot has become synonymous with these homemade units. And,
Hmm.
and and especially those who are getting a pump from, say, Harbor Freight, and they will literally show a picture or a video of their machine, their Harbor Freight motor, and they'll say, "I picked up my cheap shot." And I'm like, no, not exactly. That's not what the cheap shot is. However, if it has become synonymous with a full-fledged soft wash system, then everybody wins. So yeah,
That's
it's so
it.
I love it. Sure.
That's it. I'm gonna play it. Go ahead and do your best to narrate it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I screwed up. That's not it. Hang on one second. Let me grab this. There it is.
While you're doing that, I will tell you again, a year ago exactly, when I was standing in my driveway, when you see this video here, this is probably in early January or so, maybe December, that I'm showcasing the Cheap Shot. This is the final product of what it looks like today. While there will be a little rebrand here in the next few months, the Cheap Shot is a platform for soft washing with a full 1-inch proportioner. Not only does it look absolutely amazing, but it performs great. I get 60 plus feet distance horizontal with my Cheap Shot. Obviously, fresh water on your left, Chem on your right, with surfactant in the middle. We're not reinventing the wheel here. What we're doing is making a nice compact platform that is going to be pliable and compatible to any soft wash setup. So if you're tired of your 12 volt, it just isn't producing what you need for it to, and you want a low cost, budget friendly upgrade, the Cheap Shot is your deal. You can find that at www.readywashsystems.com. That is our marquee product, and yet I will tell you, since the launching of the Cheap Shot, we now have our own hose reels, obviously proportioners. We're working on a Chem line, which should be launched very, very soon. We will be launching our electric hose reels within the next week or so. So if you're looking for electric hose reels, you definitely want the Ready Wash hose reel. Let that be in your short list of possibilities. But the Cheap Shot, it's our marquee product, and we've sold many hundreds of these over the last year, and people are raving about it. So we're very excited about the future.
Yeah, and it looks good. It's really packaged well. I like the marketing you got for it. And again, a great name from the Fresh Rinse. I love it. Fresh Stream.
So
That's
that's the
that's
fresh, yeah, that's the Fresh Stream remote system. So I think 4.99, 5.99, I can't remember now. There's, for an upgraded charge, you can get the complete remote system, which looks tight. It looks tight. It functions very well, and you can also get what's called the surfactant on demand. So maybe you pull up to a house or a commercial work, and it doesn't need SH, and you only want surfactant, maybe a new construction cleanup, something of that nature. You can use SH with surfactant, or just surfactant, and great products.
and you got it. This is the Cheap Shot installed on a system. You got your own brand of hose reels.
That's exactly right. Yeah, the Ready Wash hose reels are second to none. And again, I just have to reiterate, if you're hoping to get an electric version, it within the next week or so, we'll be launching those on our website.
That's
And then, Ron,
awesome.
full builds. You could go back to that one previous photo there. I may have sent you a few other ones. We're doing full builds, so we got a build going out. There you go. That's one of the skids. We sell 5.5 foot skids, 6.5 foot skids, and 8 foot skids. They're absolutely wonderful. But then also full builds. I've got a build going out soon that has 2 8 machines on it, two 100-gallon slimline tanks, plus a 100-gallon slimline bleach tank, all the bells and whistles, 4 electric reels. So whatever you're wanting in the soft wash, uh, 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 business, we can hook you up.
I got a two-part question here. So a lot of people don't know you got into business how many years ago?
Yeah, just finished year 11 for me washing. Yeah,
Okay, 11. And then you started the distributorship
exactly 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
Yep.
Okay. So you haven't been in the distributor business very long.
Not very long at all. And I suppose having the platform Fresh Rinse Media now for 5 6 years has helped to gain the popularity. There's a certain level of trust there. My channel, Fresh Rinse Media, you can find me on YouTube. It's very clean. I've been a pastor for 33 years. All I know is ministry. And it was 11 years ago, soon to be 12 years ago, that I stepped away from full-time ministry to do part-time ministry, or what we might call bivocational ministry. In other words, my ministry now is all volunteer. I don't get paid by the church. And I stepped away from that, started a very small pressure washing business. And to be honest with you, Ron, I wasn't even thinking about starting a pressure washing business. I literally borrowed a 2.5 machine and a ladder from a friend, threw that on the top of my wife's SUV, threw the 2.5 in the back of her SUV, put an ad on Craigslist nearly 12 years ago. That's how it started for me. And I was looking just to transition from one ministry opportunity to a next. I wasn't looking to start a business. One thing led to another, and I realized that I could do more ministry in the community than I can actually in the church only, and provide very well for my family. We made a very small living back in those days. I didn't rob from Peter to pay Paul. I robbed from Peter and Paul. If Mark, Luke, and John weren't
Uh-oh, we lost Mike. Hey, guys, I'm gonna take the time to do this since we lost Mike. I do a contest and it's in my Facebook group. And this, guys, this is gonna be a wand giveaway. If you can hear me, Mike, we can't hear you. We lost the connection, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is a variable pressure wand. This is week 45 winner, and I'm gonna put them right here in the fishbowl. We're gonna do these up. Guys, you got to watch my videos in order to win these prizes. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to pick one lucky winner out here. This is week 45 winner for the variable pressure wand. And the winner is Jeremy Matthews. Jeremy Matthews, there it is right there. There's the absolute winner. Winner is Jeremy Matthews, guys. He is week 45 variable pressure wand winner. I'm going to not put that back in. I'm going to set that over there. And I'm just going to pull another one out for a shirt. You guys can get a closer shirt. Usually you can choose your color of closer shirt. David Dalton, you are the winner of the closer shirt. You can pick one of these out right there, guys, that you want, and she'll send it to you. David Dalton. And I put that back in there, and I needed not to do that because I needed to make sure my assistant knows who the winners are. And I'm bringing back in Mike. We lost you.
I don't know what happened. Love
Hey, that was
technology.
okay. I was able to get my giveaway done right as we lost you, so it worked out.
Perfect.
It was perfect.
It all worked out.
They'll think we planned that, Mike. They're going to think we planned that. So, hey, before we wrap up, because I don't do my videos too long. I don't know if you know that. We're about 13 minutes. I want to talk about the Smoky Mountain Washer Treat, because what intrigued me about it I wanted to say this real quick on your ministry thing. You said you can do more for free. You know what the funniest thing in the world is? I work with all these national associations, and they're going to be listening, so I got to be careful how I say it. But when you work with somebody and you're working with them, sometimes your hands are tied up, right? And
Fair enough.
you can't do what you really want to do. And I know how you feel about the ministry thing, because you're not being paid now. So you can do what's in your heart to do the service, because it's all on you. It's all on your time.
Exactly.
And that service probably becomes better than anything that you found you probably could do inside. And that's why I do what I do with this industry, because most people, they go, Ron, everything you do is for free. And I'm like, yeah, because I do what I want to do, and I don't have to answer to anybody. And that's a big thing, I think, when people are looking for help, and also, the guys that out there that are trying to give the help, because we all know sometimes when paid stuff, it becomes cheesy. we've seen it. Hey, I got,
Absolutely.
I got the magic elixir. It'll take anything off of anything. 1995. Like, I mean, and see. So when what really got it is I know you did the retreat. And I know that there's a fee this year because these places aren't free. You know what I mean? But even so,
Right.
your fee's not like you're stuffing $10,000 in your pocket after you're done.
Right.
I know you're probably barely paying for the place. These guys don't even realize when I rent a venue to give them one of my free sales talks, it costs me about $2,000.
That's
you
it.
know, and,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
right.
and they don't understand that. I mean, well, I think some guys understand. I shouldn't say all people. Not all people don't understand it, but So what made you do the retreat at the very beginning? You did it for free. That was
Yeah,
what I thought was really cool.
yeah,
Now, obviously, you're trying to cover some of the expenses because you
that's it.
realize, hey, we can't keep doing this because
Yeah,
everybody's kids got to get you want to get the GI Joe with the Kung Fu grip for Christmas for your kids.
that's it.
So you don't want to be broke during Christmas. But so how did this all materialize? And then let's see, how did you get to where you're at now? Let's give me the short.
Absolutely. So we'll go back a little bit. Myself and Jeremy Messer of Kentucky Wash Pros, he has a wonderful YouTube channel as well. It's called Kentucky Wash Pros. He and I began a podcast of our own, which is every Wednesday night on our YouTube channel. It's called the Wash Pros Podcast. And we've just kind of been working hand in hand in tandem to do some different things in the community. And we decided to let's do a retreat. So last year, I should say this year, but earlier this year, January of 2025, we hosted our very first wash retreat in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's absolutely amazing. We had 40 different representatives show up. So what is that? 30 different companies, we'll say. Several brought their spouses with them. So we had a total of 40 people to show up, and it was free. All they had to pay for was their hotel stay, and then of course their food. This year it's a little bit different. We're going into 2026 with a different mindset because we're staying at a much nicer upscale hotel. It's still not expensive, but the first retreater, if you will, is $150. Then if you bring a second person, whether it be your spouse or an employee, a partner, it's only $50. And that covers, obviously, all that goes on with the retreat, but then also it covers our lunches for both days. You get a t-shirt. There are a host of other things that go along with the $150. And I want to echo what you said there, Ron, very quickly. The first year was free because we came out of pocket a lot, and it was a not so nice hotel. We upgraded hotels, upgraded venues. We have a wonderful, wonderful place now, but the price skyrocketed. So now we have 65, I think, have signed up, registered, and booked their room for January 22nd through the 25th, 2026, Smoky Mountain Wash Retreat. And Ron, if you'll give me just a few minutes, I'll share what they can expect when they get there. Would you mind?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so what we do is it's much different than a conference or a show. There are no vendors, though we do ask for sponsorship. We have some of our vendors in our industry who are sponsoring the retreat, and that helps to offset some expenses as well. And this is a good spot for me to jump in there and say, Jeremy and I are receiving nothing, zero compensation for hosting this retreat. In fact, as I was talking to Jeremy this morning, we're going to go in the hole again this year, just not as much. And we're grateful to do it. We're grateful for the opportunity to do it. But it's different than any kind of convention or a show that you've ever been to because it's a round table venue. So imagine a very large room with lots of round tables that will seat, I think, 8 people. We will toss out topics. Maybe it's sales, maybe it's in startup, perhaps it is in marketing. We'll toss out a subject, and then you will discuss that among your table for about 20 minutes. And then we toss out another subject. You switch tables and switch people. We switch topics and you talk about that for about 20 minutes. It's amazing what you learn when you're talking to fellow pressure washers and everybody's putting in their input and getting their ideas into the mix. And then the testimonies that pour out from that are things like, I didn't know what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to get more sitting around the table talking with my fellow pressure washers than I do at an actual convention sitting in an hour-long class. Minds have been blown, and the almost 100% of the original 40 who came last year are coming this year, and now we have 25 more, and we're expecting somewhere between 80 and 100 to show up. Again, that's January 22nd through the 25th, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, washretreat.com. You can book your room and buy your ticket there. You're going to have
we
a
have it
blast.
right here, guys. Smoky Mountain
Yeah.
Wash Retreat, washretreat.com. You
Yeah.
guys can go there. By the way, I've got Mike's YouTube channel is in the
Yep.
description below. So you guys can just click on that if you guys want to follow him and join his YouTube and follow him on YouTube. Like he
That would
said,
be awesome.
I love your little, it's a very clean channel.
It is clean.
I
It
don't
is
know if
clean.
you noticed you said that. I thought that was kind of funny. But it's a clean channel in the cleaning industry. So
There you go. Fair enough. I love it.
That's good stuff. No, I wish I could come to something like that. I love those things. I love contractor meetups. I don't know if I was just in San Diego here a couple weeks back. They had about 78 guys show up. I'm doing meet and greets literally all over the country. That was Jeremy Jennings' meet and greet, and I'm trying to encourage other guys to do them. So I like what you guys are doing. Do you guys ever do anything less informal? Do you have some meetups every now and then where you just go out and meet somebody and get a milkshake or have a cup of coffee? Or
yeah, well, I certainly do locally. Now I'm located in the Cincinnati area. Jeremy's a little more rural than what I am. He's probably 3 hours south of me. But we have an amazing group of washers in the Cincinnati area. We have a Facebook group called the Day Washers. CINDA Washer, DAY Washers. It stands for Cincinnati Dayton Washers. We've got nearly 200 in our Facebook group, and we meet up. We do a thing called the Blessing of the Rigs, where we meet up at the towards the end of the year. We pray over the rigs, and we have 60 to 80 companies show up for this, Ron. It's amazing. One of the things that I will highly encourage, and I know you stand behind this, obviously, is partnering and networking with your local washers. I see it all the time on the Facebook groups, Ron, where people are like, I don't trust anybody. I'm not giving out my ideas. Listen, nothing ever good comes from gatekeeping. I was one of those guys, and I promise you, nothing good comes from gatekeeping. But once I began to do things for free, meeting people, offering my skills, my resources, heck, I give away more bleach than I sell here in my shop. And
yeah,
people
you
come
raise the
by, we
level.
hang out.
You raise the level and standards of the industry. People don't understand
It's
it.
true.
And I'll give this testimonial here. I've been doing this for 41 years. I have never had a bad situation where
Right.
somebody did me wrong. I'm sure that they did, and I didn't even know it because it didn't affect me. Okay.
That's it.
Somebody may have think they did something, but the reality is there's bad actors in everything that you do. And hey, I would rather know who those bad actors are than not,
That's it. Yeah.
So, but it's more benefit, like you said, to know who the good people are, because amongst all the good people, it's that old cliche. You're doing this retreat. 2 heads are better than one. I mean, you get there and you mastermind, you do your round table event, people talk to each other. It's funny because everybody goes to all these events all the time. And that's why I love the small meetup networking events. They go to these huge, ginormous events where there's 1,000 people. And then at the end of the day, what comes out of it as the best? The networking that they did in
Yes.
the lounge,
In the lobby.
that they could have done. They could have done this in their own backyard and saved
For free.
$10,000. Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah. I
free.
mean, it's crazy. And so that's why I'm really big on a grassroots thing. And we're getting back. I don't know if you know this, but we're getting back on that campaign, and we're going to start more local, smaller
Nice.
networking events that are going to be all over the country. And I'd love to come to the one you have in Cincinnati. I know people. I don't encourage people to travel to local meetups. I think if it's a local meetup, try to do a local meetup in your own area, stay in your own area, and network with your own guys. So when Ron Musgraves flies to Cincinnati to go to a local meetup, don't be me. I'm doing these things for different reasons. Guys, don't fly out even, and I'm all over the country too. Don't come to one of my commercial training things. They're free, but don't come to one of those. And we had a guy fly from Florida to San Diego. It was okay, but don't do that, guys. I'll be in Florida this year 3 times. Catch me in Florida when I'm there one of the 3 times. And I know I won't be in your neck of the woods per se unless I come to one of your local meetups that you're having, but I will be in New Jersey a couple of times this year. I'll be somewhere in North or South Carolina. I'll definitely be in Nashville. We got an event in Nashville that will be on March 4th and 5th. I don't know if you know about Stain and Seal's Wood Show.
Right.
You guys should come to that and talk to Caleb Roth if you want to do some presentation there. He's always looking for good speakers. I think you'd be a good choice for him, Mike. Obviously with people that have a following. I think people don't realize that, what that means in the industry. When you got people that are following you and you got people that are listening to you, there's a job and there's a responsibility, hopefully, that you do responsibly. And you do that, Mike. You do a good job. You and Jeremy both do a great job
thank you, bro.
doing that stuff. So I've said you a million times, I support you 2 guys. I think you guys are doing it the right way. And I wish you a lot of luck. I mean, it sounds like the retreat's going to be amazing. You already have 65 companies. Are you capable of holding more, or is that a sold out?
No. We could hold as many as we want. We have a very large venue this year. And again, the hotel is brand new. Like it's not even a year old. It's right in the heart of Gatlinburg. Bring your spouse. My wife will be coming. Jeremy's wife. Most people are bringing their spouse. It's a wonderful time.
Guys that are listening to this, that whether you're new or whether you've been in business for 20 years, hey, the guys 20 years know better. Get it registered. Pay now. It's a tax deduction for this year.
Yes.
Get it on the books.
Yes.
Don't start off with a new one next year. Don't wait till the last minute. We all hate when y'all wait till the last minute. Do it in advance so they can prepare. They've got to make name badges. They got to do things for you. There's things that have to be done. They got to make sure you have a seat.
That's
important.
That's it.
And also, I don't know if you do anything with the roundtable, but I'm assuming you have a little questionnaire for folks to what their types of specialties are, so you know how to place people at the tables and things like that. Because I was at a roundtable one time, and I was funny because I was sitting there and I had 7 other guys that hadn't even had a business yet. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
So sometimes, and you don't want to be the guy. Nobody wants to be the guy at the table that hogs the 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And
that's great advice.
Yeah. So I would actually do a little questionnaire. That way you can break some people up. And we all know people have special talents. Doesn't mean because they're not in business that they don't have talents.
Sure.
People come. I mean, some of these guys that come from the military and been in the military for 20 years, or they have special skills, and and sometimes discipline. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that building a business is a big part of it is discipline. I mean, you've got to have self-discipline because, hey, everybody thinks being your own boss is, hey, I'm taking the week off. That doesn't happen.
No, no, and don't let anybody fool you. They sell a lot of books and courses that way, but that's not reality.
I did an interview with my kid yesterday, and it was funny because she says, "Why did you want to get into the business?" I was like, "Because I was too lazy to get a job." And then I didn't realize though I was going to be working 70 or 80 hours a week trying to build my own business, and that's
100%.
what a lot of guys don't know. Well, hey man, we're right here. Anything that you wanna say closing up? We're right here at 29 minutes, and I don't like to run these things too long. Anything
Sure.
you wanna any final closure?
Hey, let me just throw out one more thing there. Obviously, the Wash Retreat, washretreat.com. You don't want to miss that. It's absolutely amazing. The future is bright for Ready Wash Systems. Not only do we have the full builds, the cheap shot, the hose reels, and all of that, but Ron, I just have to leave on this note. We are about to launch a SaaS product that is going to absolutely revolutionize the way that we do business in the pressure washing industry, in particular as it pertains to the customer experience. So more details on that coming out. I'm not at liberty to share all of that, but I will tell you it's like nothing that you've ever seen. So many wonderful things going on. Yeah.
Can't wait, man. Let me know.
Thank you.
Me know when you do it. That's gonna be
Absolutely.
awesome. We'll make sure
Thank you. Thank you.
that the industry knows. Guys, I really appreciate having Mike Carmody, the fresh rinse on the show tonight. Today rather. It's a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Don't forget, guys, the Smoky Mountain Wash Retreat. Go to washretreat.com. It's in January. Don't wait to pull the trigger. If you're even thinking about it, don't second guess it. Just do it. That's what you got to do. If you know you need it, and you know you need to network amongst your peers, it's the best. It is the best thing you can do. I mean, I'm not downplaying all these guys out there that have paid training. I just had a conversation or a rebuttal yesterday. People need basic training, but basic training is different than getting in the room with entrepreneurs that are like-minded and have done this over and over again. Those are the guys that can help you. And here's the deal. Even if you're a guy that doesn't think you need the help, go to this retreat and give the help, because I'm going to tell you something. When you guys give help and when you do this, it makes you stay sharp. It makes you rekindle the fundamentals. And a lot of times that's all it takes. And you get a little bit of a spark. And the next thing you know, you're rebuilding again. You're growing again. Because we all get stuck in a rut sometimes. It just happens. And sometimes you got to get out of that rut. And it's just like playing baseball or any other sport. Sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're not. And I always try to tell guys, get back in the groove again, talk to other people. That spark will come about, and then you'll be on the right track again. I appreciate you coming out. Don't forget, guys, and Jeremy Matthews, you're the one that won the variable pressure wand on the giveaway. And David Dalton, you got a shirt coming. So you just got to message me and get your prize, guys. Of course, you're going to have to watch this video to find out that you won. Again, appreciate Mike Carmody for coming, guys. Smoky Mountain Wash Retreat, guys. Go to National Cleaning Expo, guys, and look for my free events that you can come. My entire schedule is out there as well. And my next stop will be in Denver, Colorado, I believe on the 19th. Look at the schedule, though. I got so many dates. I get them all mixed up all the time. Thanks again, Mike. Appreciate you coming. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute, Contractors First. We're out.
Peace.